Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 3 of the Perfect 10. This is my free fitness, nutrition, and mindset reset that I'm really happy, to say the least, and feeling pretty darn blessed that you showed up today on the 3rd day and you are still in it to win it. So for those of you who are completely new to this challenge, you're like, I just jumped in. What do you mean it's day 3? I thought it was day 1. Have no fear. With the Perfect 10, this is a program that technically you can do it anytime. This is my freebie offer. It's a program that I created a little over a year ago, and hundreds of women have gone through it, have benefited by doing it start to finish. In 10 days, the average weight loss is 6 pounds. Now, it's not just about that number on the scale, but it's really about getting you momentum from where you are today to where you want to go and closing that gap. So if you're just tuning in, stick around today because I'm going to catch you up on, just in case you missed some stuff, on days 1, 2, and day 3. And today is all about establishing the Perfect 10 tool set. And I'm going to present to you a major mindset shift in order for you to succeed. And not just this program, but any program. All right, gang. So without further ado, I want to thank you for tuning into the live as people are jumping on the live stream. I see Lisa. I see, who else we see? Actually, I see the numbers coming up on the screen, but I can't see the people, but that's okay. If you could just quiet my voice on there because there's a delay. So to my right, I have the man behind the curtain, Dan the man to Steven, my amazing husband, taking his lunch break to also help me out to make sure that we can intercept any questions along the way. Gals, I want to welcome you to the here and now. Welcome back. My name is Aubrey Worek. I'm the creator of the Perfect 10. And what the Perfect 10 is, all right, I'm a little chilly today on my back porch, but I love being out here. The Perfect 10 is an opportunity for women to improve their hormones through natural means. Basically through getting out some of the junk that can be disruptive to our hormones. And I'm not just talking food. I'm talking thoughts. I'm talking environment. So that's why it's so important when you download your free copy, if you have not done that yet, you want to do that, okay? And yours will be all in color, but I didn't want to, it's 28 pages, okay? And there's videos in there. So all this step-by-step instruction, it's not to overwhelm you. It's to say you have a roadmap to success. And I want you gals to be able to do this successfully because people who don't jump on the live coaching, they have done it successfully, but accountability is key. The great thing is we start our Perfect 10 every day with this, with writing down our 10 blessings or 10 things that we are grateful for. So I want you in the comments, gals, I see Janet jumping on. Could you drop in the comments the one thing that you wrote down today that really stood out to you that you are grateful for? And I'm going to tell you what mine was. My gratitude statement, we had a lot today that I was sharing with my husband and with my son. And I said, you know what? I'm really grateful for the women who are showing up on this program. For you to take the time to commit to yourself, for you to give me the chance to show you the way, for me to give the opportunity to guide you and coach you. It gives me a purpose, and obviously you benefit as well. So I want to give you some love today, and if you gals can, drop me a heart emoji in the comments. Now, the reason why I say, hey, make sure that you let me know that you're out there is so that you are an active participant in this virtual challenge. You're not just kind of sitting on the sidelines as the neutral observer, what we say is half butting it. You want to put your whole butt into it, as we talked about yesterday with that little peach emoji exercise. The other cool thing with the Perfect 10 is that it got a lot of recognition, and I live outside of Pittsburgh, and over 20,000 copies of the Perfect 10 were distributed in print in the Pittsburgh area. And this was such a blessing for me to have the chance again to say, wow, I'm making a difference in people's lives. And when you read how this program was created, why, and my background, I give you the Cliff Note version. It's not too long, but I hope that you can relate. I hope that you can relate to me in some way, shape, or form, because just like you, I'm a busy mom, a busy lady that wears many hats. And maybe you're not a mom. Maybe right now you're in the season of your life that is not where you sit. But guaranteed you have an action-packed day. So we all have the same number of minutes in the day. Yesterday we were talking about the time shift. And what the time shift is knowing that we all have the same 1440, the same 1,440 minutes of the day. And by you carving out this hour of time with me today, that's 4% of your day. And instead of half butting it, but putting your whole butt into it, then you're proving to yourself that you're showing up to glow up. And I think that's a big part of this. We, on day one, covered the aspects of the mind. And there's 3 parts of our mind: the conscious mind, the analytical mind, and the subconscious mind. We learned that the subconscious mind was the star of the show, and that we proved a strategy very effective. We did some visualizations. We did some breath work. And the purpose of all that was to create a firm foundation so that you can move forward and build the house of your dreams. Nobody starts to build a house with the roof first. But oftentimes that's where we're at. We don't even realize it because we're just so familiar with what we're already doing, right? It's like we're on autopilot. But what we did on Tuesday was we put the blinders on. We closed out the tabs, which I'm going to ask you to do again today. And we went there. We went deep to our core, and we found a part of ourselves that was perfect, so that we could, this is me as a little baby, just chilling on my parents' steps, pretty cute. And I'd like you, if you have that picture, I think Facebook is doing some other weird algorithms, so I'd love for you to post in the comments today a baby picture. And the way that we talk about a little baby, there's nothing negative to say, right? We don't demean the little baby for pooping or her pants. That's just... that's what babies do. And that's okay. We can't wait to take care of them and nurture them. So we had to go back and kind of, talk to our inner child, because that inner child later became an inner critic. And we had to parent that inner critic. And we used a technique, the stop sign sticky note. And this was a very powerful technique that created the first shift, ladies, your mind shift. So if you were applying these techniques and you are playing full out, I would like you to tell me yes in the comments. All right. By you saying yes, actually verbally out loud, this is giving yourself further validation to move forward, to show up and finish the program. And I want to tell you, even if you're just taking imperfect action forward, that is still great. I don't know how to articulate this, but I call this program the Perfect 10. My favorite number is 9, but the perfect 9 doesn't really resonate with most people. And it takes 9 days for our livers to cleanse, in case you forgot or in case you missed it. But I wanted to take it a step further, and I thought, we're going to call it the Perfect 10. Let's make it 10 days so we follow through. But even if you don't do this plan perfectly by the program, by the rule book, guess what? It's probably still better than what you would have done without it. And how do I know that? Is because I'm a human being just like you. And we're all wired differently, but there's parts of us that are truly the same. So with that, ladies, I want to thank you so much for doing the best that you can, giving yourself that grace. And you know what? We're not going to focus on the things that we're not doing. We're going to focus on the things today that we are doing. All right. So in day 2, we talked about the Perfect 10 assets and how to make an appropriate time shift. So the other thing I would like to see in the comments is you're catching up on your YouWork, not your homework. Homework doesn't sound fun. YouWork, right, is the best thing that you're going to work on right now, because when your cup overflows, everybody can drink from it, right? If your cup is half full and you're seeing that glass is half empty, we're not that good to the people around us. And I know that too. My husband can attest to that. when I've not been overflowing with joy, guess what? I'm not that great to be around. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to drop in the comments for me that time shift for you. Where did you get in your Hourglass Goddess workout yesterday that didn't take an hour? It took a couple minutes. But I call it that because it's a positive connotation, right? We want to build our hourglass. We want to perk up the peach. We want to snatch that waist, build out the shoulders a little bit. And I like showing people simple ways to do that. Part of the reason why I think I've been successful as a TV fitness expert is because I have a simple mind. I don't have this engineering mind. My husband has this amazing engineering mind. And for me, I like to keep it simple to succeed. I don't use that KISS acronym. I don't say keep it simple, stupid. I say keep it simple to succeed. And I love to make fitness fun for people. I love to make nutrition fun for people because at one time in my life it wasn't. And once I cracked that code and I figured it out, I'm like, this is my purpose. I got to share it with other people. All right, I'm going to take off my Clark Kent glasses right about now. And I'm going to take a breath. I want you to take a breath too. And wherever you are, as long as your hands aren't on a steering wheel, I want you to sit up nice and tall. Take a cleansing breath in and out, and you're going to rub your palms together. Today, we got a good day. We're going to be talking about cost shifting. Keep rubbing those palms together. Generate some heat between your hands. We're going to do something special with those hands today. Appropriate touching. Don't get any ideas, Dan. All right, keep those hands rubbing. I want to also say in about 15 minutes, you're going to meet a gold medalist client of mine. She's worked with me for about a year, and she started off with a perfect 10. I call her Wonder Woman. She's waiting in the wings. In 15 minutes, you will get to meet her. But without further ado, with all that hand rubbing going on, you're going to take your hands and you're going to quiet that monkey mind in 3, 2, 1. Take your hands and just place them on your temples and feel that energy that you generated with your hands. Let it be transferred to your head. You can listen to the sound of my voice and close your eyes. And in this moment, let that gentle touch relax and release thoughts in your brain that start to bubble up. Maybe old stories or old records that are playing in your mind. And today you are going to tell yourself, I am the voice. Now I am the voice. I am in charge. You're going to tell that inner critic or that voice that is judging you, that is derailing you, and that is turning your facts into excuses why you can't do something, why it's too hard. You're going to say, okay, just stop. Just stop right now. Thank you. You can sit down. You've been telling me that for the last 20 years. I hear you. And I'm going to try a new story. Slowly let your hands come to your lap, ladies. Palms facing up, and you may open your eyes. With that hands-on healing technique, it can be considered a form of Reiki, or just really putting your hands on your body can help release just a little bit of that oxytocin that makes us feel good. So now, without further ado, I need to help you shift. I need to help you shift your physiology, and I'm going to take it from hand placement. We're going to do a little bit of tapping. This technique is called EFT, Emotional Freeing Technique. And I've had a great teacher over the last couple of years. Her name is Deanna and Kramer. She has helped me understand the benefits of tapping. And I hope that I can share this gift with you. You can also look this up on YouTube if it resonates with you, or tune in every Wednesday and you can make a request. We can do more EFT tapping. So the purpose of tapping is to find these little acupressure points on the body to start to release feelings of what I call the A word: anxiety, doubt, shame, maybe anger, anything like that. And this is just one of the many techniques that you can do. You can also go outside right now, scream at the top of your lungs and drop a massive F-bomb and, kick a tree. I don't recommend that, because if I did that right now, my neighbors would be like, I don't want to live next to you, and I would really break a toe. But whatever it takes, we're going to do some releasing in an adult fashion. This technique was invented by a psychologist back in the 70s. And I would say that she probably discovered it based on some acupuncture techniques, as well as working with hundreds of patients that helped. So we're going to tap on a couple points. You're going to sit back on your chair. And these tapping points, once you get them, I want to help cultivate this zone for you. And I'm going to give you some powerful suggestions to help your mind shift today before we get into the nitty-gritty of your tool set. Take a deep breath in through your nose consciously and out through your mouth and go, good. In through your nose, out through your mouth and go, third time's the charm, in and out. With your right hand, you're going to start to tap between your thumb and your forefinger of your opposite hand. So this is like a karate chop hand. You're going to begin to tap. And with this tapping, you're going to allow yourself to acknowledge anything that might bubble up. You're here today, and there's going to be lots of different trigger words in today's talk. We're going to allow those triggers to maybe push a button, but guess what? When that button's pushed, we have a different response today. So take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Your next tapping point is at the crown of your head. So on your scalp, you're going to start to tap the top of your head. And with this tapping motion, you can start to allow any thoughts, again, that are clouding your vision. Imagine them being freed from the top of your head, letting them float away like balloons in the sky. Today, as you start to experience things that maybe are unusual for you, you can ask a better question to say, wait a minute, I don't like that. This isn't for me. I can't do this. What if you tell yourself, how can I? How can we be resourceful? And it's just allowing yourself the gift to make a change. Because if nothing changes, my friends, nothing changes. Now from here, we're going to turn these karate chop hands. We're going to make peace fingers with our right and left hand. And you're going to tap just above your eyebrows. You can close your eyes. I will still guide you. Still keep tapping. With this tapping notion, allowing the gift of sight to be a gift and not a curse. Sometimes we've cursed ourselves by using our eyesight to compare ourselves to our younger selves, to compare ourselves to others, to compare and to steal our own joy. But today, we treat ourselves differently. In this moment, we are making an active decision and a choice that the gift of sight, now we can see through a new lens. This lens creates the perfect 10 vision, belief, and allows us to adopt the strategy. That perfect 10 mindset is to say, this is me. I love and accept me. This is how I am meant to be. And I choose to grow and evolve in order to thrive in this human existence. Taking a deep breath, inhale, and on an exhale, you're going to take those peace fingers and tap on your cheeks. And you're going to give me a big smile. We're going to force a smile today to change your physiology. With this smile, you have this opportunity to sit in gratitude. We can't have one foot in gratitude and one foot in sadness. So we're just going to take that foot out of sadness and we're going to put it in the gratitude pole right now. Focusing on just a singular blessing that you wrote down today or that comes to the forefront of your mind. The one that I'm going to share with you. The gift of health is keeping me alive. Even though I am not where I want to be, I believe that I can change. I trust myself and I trust the universe to guide me to the appropriate step to give me what I need. The help, the support, the belief, the finances to move forward in order to achieve my goals. I am worth it. And I am enough. Now we're going to take our dominant hand, peace fingers, and you're going to tap right underneath your nose. So you can stretch your lips over your teeth. And with this tapping point, today we're going to be impeccable with our word. It's part of the 4 Agreements, a book written by Don Miguel Ruiz. This agreement, my interpretation of it for you today, to be impeccable with my word. Today I choose thoughts and I speak the things that I am thinking truthfully about myself. Today, the lies that I've told myself, I'm fat, I don't deserve this, I can't afford this, I don't have the time, I fill in the blank. Any negative thing that comes up today, those are lies. I choose to speak the truth and be impeccable with my word about myself and about others. We're going to take that tapping point, we're going to bring it right to the cleft of the chin, to allow ourselves to speak freely. It's not that we're gaslighting ourselves, it's that we're giving ourselves the opportunity to treat ourselves just as we used to be treated when we were born. Focusing on the truth, the love, the light, and the peace. Now, come on back to your karate chop hands, and we're going to go to your K27 points. These energy buttons. You feel those buttons here? These 2 buttons are the big ones. This is when someone triggers us, or we allow them to trigger us, or we feel that something's just off. That's where the A word comes in. We tell ourselves, well, my anxiety. We make it ours. What if you just say anxiety instead of mine? Today we let go of holding that on. Anxiety's not our baby. We don't need it. Instead, today we choose those feelings. How can we convert the A word, the feelings of anxiety, anger, sadness? How can we convert that into excitement, opportunity, and a signal to our body to change, to make that one little step that's an inch so that we don't feel like we have to walk the mile in one day? Because you don't. You don't. Taking a deep breath, inhale, and an exhale. Now, our last tapping point, you're going to cross your arms over and pat yourself on your sides, stimulating the cleansing organs of the body, that energy, that chi, the spleen, and then our good old liver. Tapping and thinking about actually these organs, specifically our liver. The liver that we are cleansing, that we are resetting our hormones with to get the toxins out of the liver, to shrink the fat cells, and to say, wow, I feel better. So when you feel better, when you look in the mirror, you fall back in love with that person again. Because if you feel good, it translates to looking good, gang. Take a full breath, inhale, keep patting yourself on the back. Can you see that I'm doing it? And on an exhale, now you're going to take those fingers and you're just going to tap dance them around your body. You can slough off the arms, maybe take a little lymphatic stroke through the face. My husband does this one for me too, right over my scalp that I am obsessed with. It feels so good. Run your fingers through your hair, maybe the nape of your neck. Allow it to translate anywhere over you, dropping into your body so that we can get out of the head and into our heart. Rubbing our palms together, taking a nice deep palate cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Do it again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Come on, go all in and out. This time, you're going to take your hands to your heart. Feel it beating inside of you. Close your eyes. Thank your heart for beating for you since the day you were born. Today, I trust myself. I trust my actions. I trust that my body knows exactly what it needs to do. I believe in my inner guidance system, that it is here for me, that it has my back, and it's going to allow me to apply the changes necessary so that I can express health, gratitude, and love in my life. Slowly let that hand come back down to your lap. And you can open your eyes. If that resonated with you, give me a yes. If it didn't, it's okay. No judgment. Try again. You can catch this replay and try again. Sometimes these things virtually, I know, can come off as one of these, like the rock eyebrow. What's she doing? This weirdo creature. But once you continue to try something like this, there's no negative side effects, guys. I couldn't even say negative. It's only positive. All right. Thank you, gals, for playing along. All right. In 2 minutes, we're going to be bringing on one of my favorite clients, Lisa Chismar. And right before we get her going here, I want to now acknowledge something that blew my mind, and it has to do with cost shifting. So part of these free live coaching challenges, to be completely transparent with you, I'm looking for people who are looking for me. I want you to finish the perfect 10. In fact, if you are not interested in signing up for a 6-month program, that's okay. Maybe it doesn't apply for you. I get it. But maybe you need more than 10 days. And I know that's why Lisa booked a discovery call with me a year ago, because she was like, listen, I did the perfect 10 and I kind of like what you're putting down there, Worek. And we dated for about a year. We had the client coaching relationship, and it is a relationship, right? We rode the waves of life together for an entire year. And the great thing was I got to know a great person, and I got to witness her comeback moment. And to me, that was like so awesome. So the reason why I have book a call up here is if you feel compelled to do it, I say do it. It doesn't cost anything, but cost is such a major concern for people because most women have never done fitness coaching before, have never done online coaching. When they book a call, they're like, I have no idea what this is going to cost. I'm terrified, or I don't care what it costs. Sign me up. Depends on your relationship with money. We all have relationships with food, with other people, with cost. So did you know, I don't think this is going to surprise you, the average female walks into Target and spends $43 for every trip. Now, I think that they probably have something like piped into their sound system that's like, hey, make sure you spend a little extra money today. Buy that lipstick that you know you don't need, but you need the quick dopamine hit. Buy it anyway, right? And you walk out and you're like, I have like 10 lipsticks. I don't like any of them. Why did I buy that? Okay. Or maybe there's something in their bins that you think it's like $1 and then it's like, psych, it's really like $5.99. And you're like, oh man, I thought it was $1. Crap. But you buy it anyway. All right. We have these little retail therapy trips that until you just say, stop, let me look at my finances, then you're incurring these unnecessary expenses that you sit back and you're like, oh man, should I take that back and get my money back? And you don't, right? Or now they have a Starbucks, right, with Modi coffee ready for you. And you're like, that Modi coffee smells so good. Aubrey's not looking. There's no surveillance cameras here. I'm going to go get that tall soy mocha latte. That's what I used to get back in the day. That was me. And oh man, I don't even know how much it costs. Maybe it's like $6, right? And you don't think about it because it's just something you brush under the rug. But guess what? You're saving up for a new car. And we have these little teeny tiny costs that we incur, right? And until you say, wait, I need to go on a spending freeze. I need to shift that cost because I want to save up for the car. And the car that you want to drive, I use this analogy a lot. For me, I practice what I preach. And my husband and I, we shift our costs to organic foods. Not that you have to go all organic. There's other options too that I share with people. We'll talk about that after we talk with Lisa. But we shift our costs around to say, okay, where can we shift? Where is the spending? Like these dumb little apps that I didn't know that I was paying for, take those apps off my phone. And we're going to shift it to maybe some supplements that we want to try, maybe to our gym membership, maybe to other forms of coaching for our own personal development or programs. And we shift those costs, right? Or if it's getting your nails done, your eyelashes done, those sorts of things. Like sometimes we have to just shift. And the beautiful thing is then you get to be the car of your dreams. So if I'm saving up for the Corvette, I'm going to think like the Corvette's my body. And that sucker is looking pretty good, right? And we can use, actually, I drive a Honda Civic. It's extremely practical and extremely cute. So I probably wouldn't buy a Corvette because I can't drive it all year round. I want the Honda Civic because I feel like it's my personality. And I'm very proud of that. I take good care of it. So you can view your body in the same way where it's like, what are you saving up for? That dream body? That's not just physical, but that's what we think. But all the things that you will find along the way that make you better from the inside out. It's a beautiful thing. All right, enough talking. We are going to see if we can bring on our special guest. And from here, Lisa, I know you're probably out there. Do you see Lisa in the feed there, Deanne?
Yeah, she popped up and said she was ready.
Okay, she popped up. Okay. Let's see. Gang, hang in there 1 second. I'm hoping that I could invite group members to watch. I don't want that. Hold on here. There we go. I'm approving her. All right, Lisa, I'm bringing you on right now. There you are. I'm sending you a request, actually. It says that we're adding her. There we go.
Hi.
Hey. Hey there, Wonder Woman. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, good. You look great. Your hair grows fast.
I
She's so good. It was so cute. You had like this little bob, and then, oh man, looks great.
It's all that protein I take.
It must be. I don't know where mine's going, Lisa. That's why I got to wear the extensions and wigs, but that's okay. So, wow. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And I know it was kind of like a last minute gang. So I asked Lisa, I said, hey, you know what? It's been a little while since we talked because you've since graduated technically from the Envision program that you went through for about a year. And I thought this might be really good timing just to kind of hear from you. And I wanted, if you don't mind, if you could kind of share a little bit about, if you can dial your time machine back about a year ago, where you were right before you started the Perfect 10.
So a year ago, I was 52 and I was in my 4th year, I guess, of menopause, no period. And in those 4 years, a lot had changed. My sleeping, my eating, and weight gain. And everything I had tried in the past I was really big into spinning. I used to lift weights, not like how I do now, but I did. There was a period that was similar, close to it, but nothing I did worked. I mean, yes, I got firmer, but I wasn't like dropping the pounds.
Yeah.
And I was so frustrated, and I had gone to my midlife doctor and she suggested that I call you. So I was so grateful. I learned a lot from you, and then just working with you made me start to educate myself on different things.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot that what you put in your mouth matters more than you think. Even if you're not feeling well and maybe you're not hitting that gym 4 days a week, if you manage what you eat, you can maintain something to get you through until you're back on your feet or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it was, I want to thank you publicly just because, most people, when they do sign up for Envision, it's a 6-month program. And, you went through, you had lots of great highlights, right? But to every highlight reel, there's also a shadow to it. It's not like what our Facebook feed looks like, right? And I really commend you because even though you're vision along the way started, or your goals perhaps started to change and become different, you were able to take pause and say, like, all right, how do we pivot? And what does that look like? And I do feel like there was that point, there was that juncture for you where you started to do exactly what you said. Like, okay, you had a lot of life going on and the workouts started to look different, but what you leaned into was your nutrition.
Right.
And that was a big deal. And I think by you also staying the course for as long as you did, you became such an expert in not only yourself, but because you actively wanted to make this your hobby. Like, you would come with me with questions like, hey, what if we try this different nutrition strategy? Because you were more advanced along the way, it wasn't just like a 10-day program, and we would try it and it was like, maybe we're not really in alignment with that. And then we could kind of like get you back to where you wanted to go. But you were just really, you had a solid foundation because it was longer than like a quick fix type of a thing. So that's what I wanted to share with people as well. Now, do you remember? Well, one thing was, once you kind of graduated the program, we did your before pictures and then your present day pictures. And do you remember, like, what you felt, what you thought, the story that was in your head at that time?
I remember thinking, which obviously when people start out with this program, they may not be happy with what they see in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Then you throw on a bikini and you're like half naked
Mm-hmm.
standing in front of that mirror and you're really like, oh my God. And it can be emotional
Mm-hmm.
to look in the mirror and see like, oh my gosh, that's what I look like naked.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if you're truthful with yourself, it's also good to see like, yeah, that's what I look like naked. Do I want to change this? And what
Mm-hmm.
do I do to change it? How far am I willing to go to change this?
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
so when I saw those before and after pictures, I was like, wow. And it gave me a sense of accomplishment. Because like I said, I had struggled and then I was like, oh my gosh, I did it. And I was like, last interview, I looked in the mirror at one point and I told you that I was like, hello, old friend, like
Yeah.
I recognized
Mm.
myself again and how
Yeah.
I identified as myself and the size and the clothes I could wear again and everything.
Yes. And the cool thing is, so, the Envision program, it's an online virtual program, but you and I don't live terribly far from each other, probably a little over an hour. But I had the great opportunity that you came to my studio once, and I had, or maybe was it twice? We did posing and we did yoga. Maybe it was just like a
Yeah.
double decker day. We had that day, and I remember that you shared with something about yourself that I didn't know, and that in a younger life that you had a background in modeling,
Yeah.
and I saw that day that confidence come out, where I was like, oh, what you that's that person, right? And I didn't have to know you back then. It was really just a beautiful thing to witness, was that confidence and that appreciation of self. And I don't know if you remember that, but I just remember looking at you and I was like, that was like a very stunning moment to see that come out. And I really commend you for that. I commend you for also, you have a son. It seems like a beautiful, successful boy, not a boy, man, right?
Yeah.
And you support the heck out of him, of course. And now, I think that you've told me before how he sees you as like, you inspire him with
Yes.
with your fitness, and just you living, how would I say this, you taking good care of yourself
Yes.
as well as taking good care of him. And I think that seems to be a big objection for a lot of women too, where um they feel like if they take care of themselves, that it's selfish. And
Mhm.
did you ever feel like that?
Often, because I was a single parent. I also have a daughter that's older, that's 33. So for decades, I've been doing it 24/7 by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely, because I always felt like I'm taking time away from them um, by putting time into myself. But I had to, reframe my thinking that me being a better version is being a better version of a mom to them. I'm happier,
Mm-hmm.
in a better state of mind. That means I'm not going to be as impatient or as short tempered or tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's so well stated. And me thinking back to when we were working together, there were points like, Chris, when you started out on your journey, the workouts were very energizing for you, and then there was a point where it wasn't.
Yeah,
You went through, a new career. There was a lot going on with your life. And that's when we did have to, establish those lines of open communication where it's like, okay, we do have to pivot. This isn't doing what it used to do. So I think that's the great thing too about having something one-on-one where it's like, it's not always smooth sailing, but
no,
that like this is temporary. We're going to get through it, but we do have to figure out a different plan because we want those things to be energizing.
right.
So, how are you feeling now with your fitness and your nutrition? Because I know you are still Wonder Woman. I know that you're still doing it, but you and I really, we haven't talked in detail for a little while.
Right. I'm still, I feel that I worked so hard to lose that weight.
Mhm.
And I mean, some people's weight loss is more, but I lost 20 pounds and I don't want to go back there.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
are. And, some weeks I do better than others, but I'm still kind of maintaining. And I have a little like 2 to 4 pounds that I go up and down with.
yeah,
And you know what? I'm okay with that because sometimes life gets in the way, you know? And
yes,
you have to
yes.
give yourself some grace. And I've learned
Mhm.
that if I indulge in pizza and I get on that scale, I'm going to be up 4 pounds. But if I
Yeah.
wait 2 days, it's going to be off. So,
Yes, yes.
um,
That's huge because we identify so much with that number on the scale and we put a lot of value in it. And for a while with my programs, there would be some people I'm like, oh, we're not going to do a weigh in. But you were really good with it. Like you were able to shift, I would say the majority of the time. I'm not in your brain all the time, but like from what you conveyed, it was like, okay, this is data. And what you just shared with us, like, all right, of course the number is going to go up if we had something that's high in sodium, but we know it's not 4 pounds of body fat.
right,
And we did weekly weigh-ins with you, but the one thing was towards like when I say that you were becoming more advanced with all this in terms you have better awareness, it wasn't emotional triggers like, oh my god, I gained 4 pounds. It was like, okay, no, this is all right, this is temporary.
right,
I know in 2 days that I'm going to be back to feeling, not feeling the effects of the food,
right,
but the food was perhaps worth it because you wanted to have a human experience. It wasn't a
right.
binge or anything like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And even how I said that I have that 2 to 4 pounds that I kind of fluctuate with, I'm not going to say that I don't freak out when I get out up to that 4 pounds and I
uh-huh.
haven't eaten pizza, but I think
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
point where I'm like, okay, let's reel it back in.
Mm,
Let's, practice
yes.
everything you've done. But because I
Yeah.
don't want to go back to there, but I'm, trying to find that balance. So,
Yeah. Right. And it is. It's always us doing this delicate dance. I don't think there's any woman out there that is not like, oh yeah, this is just so easy breezy. This is just a part of life, right? There's
yeah.
there's that give and the take there. For every action, there's a different response to that. Um, it sounds like what you're applying, and I don't know if you remember us talking about this, is what we call that red flag weight, where it's like
Mhm.
when you said like, okay, if it's the 4 pounds and I wasn't eating pizza, that's kind of like the red flag that it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I know exactly what I have to do. I have these tools now that you've
Yeah.
acquired, and you're like, I'm going to pull out these tools because we did a lot of different strategies. Not saying that we've uncovered every single one under the planet, but we did quite a few.
Yeah.
And the ones that really worked for you, I'm glad to hear that like you can still pull them back out to do that. And the one thing is, guys, I do this with all my clients, and Lisa, please know I'm always a text message away. Like, you can say like, hey Aubrey, like just give me like a little something to help me through this moment, because we are going to reach these points in life where it's like, didn't see that coming, but we know that we are stronger than we are now because you have built yourself up in such a great way. And something that I did a text blast on this. I don't know if you saw it. I couldn't put exactly what you said in a text because my constant contact wouldn't send it. Because when I met Lisa, it was great. She goes, I want to give the middle finger to menopause,
Yeah.
and a big F you. And I really think that you did. 20 pounds is a huge loss. And it was
Yeah.
like everyone is different weight loss based on where they were and everything. Um, your body composition improved tremendously in such a beautiful way. Your reward was what you saw in the mirror and how you felt. And I just thank you again for coming on here to share your story. And I'm glad that you noticed that red flag weight and you're like, no, I'm still in it to win it.
Well, and it was also nice when I would go to my annual doctor's exams. Like my doctors were quite impressed. They're like, wow, 20 pounds. And I think I shared with you, I stopped taking one of my migraine medications. Like I no longer need it. And
So,
I've learned healthy habits from you, like
mhm.
prioritizing sleep and different things. And that played a big role in me getting off that medicine. So,
That's
and it was a
awesome,
monthly
Lisa.
injection. So, yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's great. I'm gonna be giving her some snaps for sure. Guys, you better be dropping some love emojis for Lisa. And Lisa, I want to be respectful of your time. So the last question I want to ask you, because this is a big one for people, because this was your first time going through a coaching program. If there's somebody watching that their biggest concern is cost, it's not that they don't necessarily have the money, but I notice a lot of times people might have the money, but they feel a certain way about spending it on coaching. Do you have any thoughts around that, or maybe something that you would share that obviously you don't regret your investment,
No.
but anything that you could think of that could help them take that action forward?
Well, I think that like I've had a personal trainer in the past, and again, how you said like we tend to feel guilty if we invest in
Mm,
ourselves. If you want to be healthy, you want to make changes, and you've tried everything else, I don't know why you wouldn't. And you'll find that money somewhere, some way.
yeah,
You can, like I stopped getting my nails done. I started doing them myself,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you can find it. I'm not going to say like sign up for 10 years. That might be a bit much, but
yeah, yeah. Right, right. But a 6 month commitment for
oh,
sure.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and even after the 6 months, I was like, I don't want to stop. I want to do another 6 months. So
yeah, yeah. And thank you for doing that. I really thank you for just being open and honest and real. And I definitely want to be there for you. Seeing you shine in some Wonder Woman way again. And you look fabulous. You sound
thank
great.
you.
And I just want to send you lots of hearts today for sure. And I'll follow up with you after this call just to connect.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Have a great day, my friend.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye. Oops. I don't end my broadcast. There we go. Okay. Am I still there, Dan? Okay. There we go. Okay, good. It let me. I was like, oh, geez, I don't want to end the broadcast. Let's see. Guys, gals, can you give maybe some, not even just like some heart emojis to Lisa, but like anything that you want to drop in the chat, give her a big thanks, because when we do these types of lives, we don't know who's watching. You put yourself out there. This is a private group, but to share your story can be very vulnerable. And I'm going to ask you to, ladies who are watching, who are doing the perfect 10, to do something vulnerable as well. Um, if and when you finish your perfect 10 protocol and program, it would mean the world to me if you sent me, um, I have to have your permission, of course, if you send it to me, your before and after pictures, your results. What weight did you lose? What did you learn about yourself? What was what I call the big dub? Okay. So I want you to share with me some big dubs. And if you're not interested in booking a call or signing up for a one-on-one program like Lisa did, I tell people that's like my tip jar. It's like the tip jar by you sending me a follow-up. It also helps me with this program better. Everyone's body responds differently. Even though this is healthy food, it is a very specific protocol in order to help cleanse the liver. And I'm always working to make that better. For example, I do try to put in the Perfect 10 recipe book when you click on that link. Things like, okay, if the liver rescue smoothie is giving you gas, I know why. We'll save it for another Wellness Wednesday talk, but I have an option. I'll say, okay, have this smoothie instead, because sometimes certain fruits can be feeding different things in your gut that might be giving you gas. So if you're getting gas, that's not the goal. You can't be a perfect 10 and have gas. Right, Dan? That makes me feel like a perfect 4. I don't want gas, Aubrey. So yeah, you gotta let me know. There's some things that we can swap out. All right, let's take a breath and do a little jello jiggle, a little wiggle. Yeah, guys, I think that Lisa described that perfectly. I want to now feel free to drop in the comments any type of questions that you might have in the program, because I want you to keep going, right? Tell me if you are going to if you're going to finish this thing, if you are freaking ready to finish this thing, type yes. Denise, I see your comment. You said, "Thanks, Lisa. Very encouraging. Keep up the great work." Awesome. Thank you, Denise. Good to see you. Hello, Janet and Jesse. Um, let's see, the other thing I want to talk to you about, what my Envision program entails. Okay, so the Envision program, it is essentially a 6-month program. You can pay month to month, or you can pay for the whole 6 months. And with it, if you pay for a whole 6 months, you get a perfect 10 discount on the program. So you do have a cost savings there. With Envision, you get your exercise program that is customized to you, your lifestyle and your needs, and it's not the same workout for 6 months. It grows and it changes, it evolves. It can be completely different, or it might just get a facelift, right? Speaking of facelifts, or like a little injection of Botox, sometimes those things too we'll spend a fortune on, but does it make us feel like a perfect 10 or the perfect 4? So it's a matter of shifting. Um, so anyway, you get that as the duration. Okay. And I have chosen 6 months because I've done different protocols before. This is the most effective. Lisa is a great example. She signed up for a year. Now, you get weekly accountability. So it's one-on-one saying, okay, did you do X, Y, Z this week? And we look at the data and we see how we continue to improve with little tweaks each week. I administer all that feedback through email, through Google Sheets, so that we have a living, breathing document together, as well as a voice or audio message that gets directly sent to your phone, specifically with your tweaks. Oh, good. We're going to answer some good questions. I see some questions coming through. Dan's going to intercept those in a second. Outside of the weekly accountability, you get program reviews with me that are also one-on-one live FaceTimes. You also get twice a month there is a group element to the Envision program, where we have live yin yoga classes. We do continuing education. We also do fitness testing that helps measure your progress of your muscular endurance and your strength. In addition to that, we take measurements and pictures and we document what it needs to be done for you to turn your dream goal into reality. And gang, I've said it once and I'll say it 1,000 times. There's more than just the physical of you. In order to feel like a perfect 10, we have to take into your mind, your spirit, your busy life, your environment, in order to create the physical result. Before we get to the questions, I want you to ponder this and write this down. Write down, I am not my body. I have a body. It might not make sense to you. It took me a while to understand this. But you're not your house. You have a house. And chances are you probably take pretty good care of your house. Maybe you're into landscaping. Maybe you like to decorate. Maybe you're like me and you just like a really clean house. So if we look at our body and our scale weight and we don't think that that is us, because really at the core of us, you know, we think like that child. We think like unconditional love. I see my husband and I know that he sees me with unconditional love. And if we can view ourselves like that, guess what? It's actually a lot easier to make a change and to treat our bodies better and to trust ourselves around foods that maybe hurt us. And we trust ourselves that our bodies will be attracted to the foods that nourish us. Can I get an amen? Amen. So again, that cost shift, write out, what do you spend at Target? What do you spend at Starbucks? But now we're drinking organic coffee. On apps, on maybe like how Lisa said, nails or hair. I did that myself. I was like, okay, I started to get back into just little manicures. It's been forever. I told Dan, I said, we're going to buy a new house. I can't be doing that. The cost has to go somewhere. So if you invested in yourself, I guarantee you'll be with me for 6 months. I ain't gonna let you down. All right. So book your call. You just have to either DM me or get on that Calendly link. I am driving to Baltimore tomorrow to MC a show all day. Please wish me luck all day in Baltimore. I hope I don't mess it up. It's going to be from 8 in the morning to probably 8 p.m. at night. God help me. I am packing and prepping all my food and then driving back on Sunday. So ideally, the calls are going to happen today or Sunday, Monday. Okay. Actually, we can have them anytime next week, guys, but you just need to get on my schedule. So I apologize for the wonkiness. I wanted to have my schedule a little bit more open up, but you can just say like, okay, what do you got next week, Worek? Let's go for it. I'm going to do some bonus sessions in here because I want to help you through your perfect 10. And in order for you to do your YouWork tonight, you have to tell me what is the one thing that you want to scale back on financially in order to invest in yourself. Maybe it is like, all right, it's a Target spending freeze. What I used to do, and I really like this, I would write down a list before I went to the grocery store. And thank you, Denise. If I did not have it on my list, I would not buy it. If I was like, oh, it's not on my list, I won't buy it. So that could be a little technique, but drop in the comments what you want to work on with cost shifting. All right, gang. So take a breath, do a little tapping, wiggle around. We're about that time. There's some questions on the program. I see Denise Pullen. She has asked, is monk fruit considered a natural sweetener? What about date sugar? I would say monk fruit can be permissible with this program. Monk fruit comes from a melon. The reason why they call it monk fruit is that these monks, I don't know, back in the day, we have to see, maybe chat GPT that, Dan. Back in the day, when I say back in the day, I mean way back in the day, that these monks would eat this melon, and that's why they call it monk fruit. So it's a derivative of this melon. Now, I don't know for sure if the monk fruit in our grocery stores is still derived from the melon. When you look on the back of the ingredients, I think it's erythritol is what it's labeled. I actually prefer organic stevia. My body does not, my body responds better to it. Some people are like, oh, but I like the taste of monk fruit better. And I agree. Monk fruit, that sweetener, does taste better like real sugar. However, I have found that gives me gas. So that's why I use stevia. Date sugar, as long as on the back of that container or the package says one ingredient, date sugar, I'm going to say it's a go. Oh, by the way, the dates in there, guys, if you've watched my past videos, I used to eat a chocolate bar a day, and thanks to Majol dates, I don't do that no more. So yeah, we don't want to vilify sugar. Marianne, great question. Can I put creatine in my morning smoothie? So I would say, oh, this is a good one because creatine is all the craze these days. So the short answer, I'm going to say yes. I would say perhaps for the duration of perfect 10, negate the creatine because right now what we're trying to do is just clean out we're trying to be a purist right now. We want to get the liver going and flowing as much as we can and not add anything that's processed. So creatine in this form is a synthetic ingredient, but afterwards you can, and it would still create, I would say, a pretty decent cleansing effect. Creatine is the most studied supplement. um, and now research has shown up to 20 grams of creatine a day is it crosses it goes into the blood brain barrier to help with neurological function. So if you've had a night of rough sleep and you up the ante on your creatine, it's it's amazing on how effective you can be in terms of your ability to focus. So really great question. So I would say, yes, you can add it to your morning protocol with that liver rescue smoothie if you still want the liver cleansing effects. But I would feel most comfortable saying, could you hold off on the creatine right now? Because that's going to give us a more, how would I say this? It will take out those random variables to not question the validity of this format and the program. Is that a good way to say that, Dan?
Can she have it in the afternoon?
Can she have in the afternoon? Oh, that's a good idea. See, you're so smart. Yes. Could you switch your creatine to later in the afternoon? Because what we're trying to do is to create, like, just like when we intermittent fast, we would want to create like a 12-hour, 16-hour fast. But this is better because you don't have to worry about that and stress out your adrenal glands. So what I'm trying to do is like to not have anything else that's synthetic in your morning or processed before lunchtime. So that's why we just want to delay that. So timing is important. She says, okay, thank you. Thanks for listening, Marianne, because that was a long answer, long-winded, like a bagpipe up here. Okay. Anything else that you see coming through the feed, Dan?
That was it so far, yeah.
All right. If you're catching this on the replay, you might put in hashtag replay. I will send a follow-up email earlier than I did yesterday, and I'm hoping that I could jump on here for a bonus day tomorrow as well as maybe Sunday night and Monday. So keep going with the perfect 10. I'm going to do a couple bonus days to check in on you ladies before we just go back to once a week in this group for Wellness Wednesday. Again, make sure you book that call so that you can get that perfect 10 discount. We can jump on the phone. Um, we can jump on the phone, definitely next week. We just need to get it on the calendar because time kills all goals if you don't put it on the calendar. Or time kills all deals too. All right, gals. Listen, above all, I believe in you. I'm here to help you believe in yourself one ounce more. Talk soon, gang. Bye.
Good stuff.